back with another Batmobile video, and this time I want to do something a little different. I want to say a little bit about the Batmobile in the Arkham Knight video game, and with all the talk and the announcements lately for DLC packages, I thought I'd do a little top 5 wish list of the Batmobile skins that I'd like to see in the game. Now, a few of these on my wish list have already been announced by Rocksteady. Initially, I thought I might change the list after these DLC announcements were made, but I decided to just leave it as it is because one of the comments, or I guess one of the questions that I get from you guys all the time is, what is my favorite Batmobile? Now, I can't really say what my number 1 favorite is. I'm not going to do that in this video, but this list should give you guys a pretty good idea of the Batmobiles that I really like. I don't think the list will be much of a surprise. I thought it would still be fun to do either way. For a little while, I kind of regretted saying in some of my other videos how awesome I thought the Batmobile gameplay would be, because when I first drove the Batmobile in the game, and you get to drive it early on in the game, I was so disappointed because I hated it. And some of you guys know what I'm talking about. You start driving this tank and you're swerving all over the place. Sometimes it's hard to control and get your bearings with the camera, and you are absolutely destroying everything in Gotham City. You're crashing into walls and cars are blowing up all around you. I remember being so relieved to reach a mission where you did not have to use the Batmobile, where you can just grapple and glide like always. Now, in fairness, I have to say I am not a big gamer. To give you guys some idea, the last video game that I bought before Arkham Knight came out was Arkham City. I'm just not a big gamer, and I am particularly bad at driving and racing games. I mean, I really, really suck at them. So it's no surprise that I had so much trouble with the Batmobile in the game. But I didn't feel so bad because I started to hear so many other people complain about driving the Batmobile in the game. But Arkham Knight has been out for a little while now. I've been playing the game regularly, almost every day, and now I really enjoy the Batmobile in the game because I've learned how to control and drive the thing. I still think the stealth tank thing is stupid, and the geeky Bat fan in me still says that Batman would never use rubber bullets, even on criminals in Gotham City. But I do enjoy the drone battles, and I absolutely enjoy racing through Gotham City in this Batmobile. And I even do a pretty good job with not crashing into every damn thing that gets in my way. But I think that is the magic behind these Rocksteady Batman games. The fact that anybody, like myself, can just pick up the game and control Batman. The combat system, the gliding, you can just instantly pick up the controller and be the Batman. I just expected to be able to pick up the controller and operate the Batmobile with the same amount of ease that you're able to control Batman. And it's just not like that. I think once you take the time to learn how to control the Batmobile, it really is a lot of fun. And I've especially had a blast with it these past couple of weeks, and I cannot wait to use it with some of these upcoming DLC skins. So let's get to my top 5 Batmobile DLC wish list. Now, we already have the '89 Tim Burton Michael Keaton Batmobile DLC. This is one that is currently available, so I'm not really including it on my list. It was on my wish list. I think it was a no-brainer for Rocksteady to do this one. If you ask most people what their favorite Batmobile is, they will typically say the '89. The racetracks with this one are very cool, and it's great that you can actually use it in free roam. I think it would have been nice to be able to use this Batmobile throughout the entire game, but the first time I played through the game, I basically did the main Scarecrow storyline, and then I went back and did the bulk of the side missions. So it's cool that you can play most of the game with this '89 Batmobile. Another one that was on my original list is the '66 Batmobile. Now, I know we already received a DLC that was called the '66, but that one was just a cool repaint of the Arkham Knight Batmobile. I would love it if we eventually get the actual model of the '66. When they first announced the DLC, I thought it would be the original design, and I also thought, how cool would it be to see this classic Batmobile transform into this hulking tank during battle mode? So I just wanted to say that I hope somewhere down the line we get the actual '66 model of the Batmobile from Rocksteady. Okay, so the rest of the Batmobiles I want to show you are the actual top 5 I'd like to see. They're not in any particular order. They are just Batmobiles that I'd love to see in the game. And the first one we already know is on the horizon. And to me, it was another no-brainer. It's the Tumbler from the Dark Knight Trilogy. One of my all-time favorite Batman moments is the car chase scene in Batman Begins. Other than the flying on rooftops moment, it was a real classic car chase, and I think many of us were thinking about that scene when we were driving the Arkham Knight Batmobile for the first time. I know I was. Again, a no-brainer because of the similarities. Both Batmobiles are very tank-like, and just like in the movie, you are typically doing some serious damage to the streets of Gotham. What I wonder is, since it's so similar to the Arkham Knight Batmobile, will we be able to use it in the game and in the tank battles? I guess we'll just have to wait and see when it comes out. I love the Tumbler. I know some fans don't really like it, and there are some fans who have grown to like it. I have always loved it, and I have to say, if I had to pick one Batmobile that I could actually have in real life, it would probably be the Tumbler, maybe even over the 89. Maybe not, that's kind of crazy talk, but I do love it. So that's the first one on my list, and I'm excited to know that it will be coming out very soon as a DLC. Now, the next Batmobile on my Arkham Knight wishlist might be a little unexpected. I'm thinking of it as the 1970s Batmobile. I'm calling it the 1970s Batmobile, but some version of this blue Batmobile has popped up in the 60s, 70s, and even the 80s. We had a 1970s skin in Arkham City, and actually that was one of the skins that I used the most when I replayed the game. It was one of my favorites. Why this one? Well, when I was growing up, I knew nothing about the cool, brooding Dark Knight like the way he's portrayed today. My first introduction to Batman and Robin was the campy 66 Adam West TV series and cartoons like the Super Friends and Scooby-Doo. Yeah, the dynamic duo used to make regular guest appearances on the Scooby-Doo cartoon. The Joker even made an appearance one time. So this choice is more of a nostalgic selection. I'll always have a soft spot for the Batman with the gray and blue suit with the bright yellow bat symbol and utility belt. And one of the uniforms in the new Bat Family Skins pack in Arkham Knight is the 1970s version. So I am personally hoping that they give us a Batmobile similar to the one that he used during that time. So my next choice might also be a little bit unexpected. It's the Batman Forever Batmobile. Now, I know what you're thinking. The Joel Schumacher era of Batman movies was probably one of the low points in the history of The Dark Knight. But when Batman Forever first came out, I actually thought it was pretty cool. Now, I know compared to the first two Christopher Nolan Batman movies and the first Tim Burton Batman movie, there's really no comparison, right? But there was just something appealing about it to me at the time. And the Batmobile was definitely an element of the movie that stuck with me. I think there's even a moment in Arkham Knight when they have a vague reference to the Batmobile scaling up walls with the cable. You know, the super high tail fin, the way the body almost has this skeletal design, and you can see all the blue lights glowing through. I think it would really fit in with the design of Gotham City in Arkham Knight. The next Batmobile on my list is another fan favorite, and you guys probably already guessed that this one might show up. It's the Batmobile from Batman the Animated Series. To me, the Arkham Trilogy is this mega extension of the animated series. It's a little darker, a little more mature, but come on, for many of us, we have the ultimate Batman in Kevin Conroy in the games, and we have the ultimate Joker in Mark Hamill. Spoilers. I mean, you gotta have the Batmobile that they used in the animated series. And can you imagine how cool some of the racetracks would be? They could really do some creative things and have so many great tributes to so many of the memorable moments from the animated series. And the last Batmobile on my list. Can you guys guess what it is? We've already received news that it will be released in the near future. It's the Arkham Asylum Batmobile, and I have been crazy over this Batmobile ever since I saw it in the first game. It would have been a crime if Rocksteady had not given us the opportunity to drive this one in Arkham Knight. I've said it in some of my other videos, I do love the Arkham Knight Batmobile, but to me, there aren't many Batmobiles that come close to the Arkham Asylum. So once this one is available for download, I will definitely be using it as my main ride in the game. Okay guys, so that's it. The top 5 Batmobile skins that I'd like to see in Arkham Knight. Some of them have already been announced, like the Tumbler, which should be out very soon. But I'd also like to see the 1970s Batmobile, the Batman Forever Batmobile, the Batmobile from Batman the Animated Series, And of course, we are eventually getting the Arkham Asylum DLC. Remember guys, these are just my personal selections of what I'd like to drive in the game. I'd love to know what your top 5 Batmobile list is. So let me know what you'd like to see as a DLC, or even just let me know what your top 5 favorite Batmobiles are. I'd also like to know if any of you also had a change of heart over the Batmobile gameplay in Arkham Knight, the way I did. Like I said at the top of the video, I hated it at first, but now I've gotten better at driving it, and I absolutely love it. It really is a complete Batman experience. All we need now is the actual Batcave, Rocksteady. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.